Next topic on the table, corner kick me this one.
Yeah, this was a big night in San Diego.
Oh, historic night. San Diego Football Club wound up in a soccer term, 0-0, 0-0 for English people, 0-0 tie with St. Louis. All-time record, 34,506 at Snapdragon Stadium. It was just electric. It wound up being a tie, but it feels like a loss because they lost their top goal scorer. Chucky Lozano came off in the 29th minute. They fear he has a torn hamstring, and that is really significant. They dominated St. Louis. Their time of possession was 71 minutes. Now, St. Louis had more shots on goal. SDFC just didn't get a lot of good scoring opportunities. In fact, they wound up playing 90 minutes, had one shot on goal in the whole game. Of course, Lozano was gone for a large segment of the game. What happened at the end of the game was really ugly. A certain contingent of fans, and this has become a big situation in Mexico, Mexican soccer, homophobic slurs, these chants that soccer fans have used in Mexico, and FIFA has fined the Mexican teams and the Mexican national team tons of money, but you can't control these fans in the stands. Homophobic slur. Every time the St. Louis goalkeeper went to kick it back or roll it out, these fans at the end of the game got into this chant. And it really took the glow off the opening night for SDFC. Ownership was upset. Coach Mikey Veras was really upset. He lectured the fans. The general manager said, we will bar fans from our games. Don't come to our games. But how are you going to police it in 34,000? How are you going to know where it's coming from? And again, I'm sorry to say, but in Mexico, Mexican fans, this has become a way of life. I think it's distasteful. I can't tell you what the exact words they used, but it's got to do with homosexuality. And they did it to the St. Louis goalkeeper throughout the second half, the late second half of the game. And it kind of tarnishes the image. I don't know how SDFC can police that going forward. It has to come from fans in the stands. And I don't think fans in the stands are going to turn in your brother-in-law because he's chanting that to the St. Louis goaltender. But nothing tie, but it kind of feels like a loss, which is too bad. And they're going to have to replace Lozano. And I've said all along, I was really concerned, do they have enough goal scoring? And they're going to have to find a way to go get more goal scoring.
Yeah. It did feel kind of like a loss. You know, that story about the homophobic chant was on the front page of the Associated Press's website. Yes. Not just in the sports section, in the overall news section. So this is a national story. And these people are dummies. I mean, why are you doing this, especially in this whole world of like wokeism that's going on around America? People at least should be smart enough to, not chant that sort of thing. That's idiotic. But I applaud Mikey Veras because in that press conference, he condemned it in English and in Spanish. And in the stadium, they condemned it on the big screen.
Put it up 3 times.
And the PA announcer. I mean, so they took swift action. Okay.
How are you going to control
it? Well, yeah. I mean, it's got to be sort of like crowd policed,
self-policing.
Yeah. I think the crowd's got to shut down the other crowd when they do that. But you're right. It took the glow off the game. But, Machado is there. I mean, San Diego was celebrating this day, starting at like tailgates at 10 in the morning. I mean, this was a big deal for San Diego soccer fans that have been waiting so long.
When those fans walked in with that band with the drummers hours before the game, that was so cool.
Yes. Yeah, this is what makes it great. I'm so happy for San Diego to have an MLS team. I'm thrilled. I looked in the standings. I guess they're in fourth position right now.
1-0-1.
Yeah, but you're right. They had possession for like over 2/3 of the game, and they could just never quite punch it in. And yeah, when Chucky was out of the game, it was even harder for them to move the ball, in the front court.
Okay, you're a soccer fan. Feel free to jump on board. Fans Forum chat box is open. We do sports talk the way it should be. That's why we cover all these topics on the table.